today is somebody who is doing phenomenal work for FES. You know, this guy started this company a little over a year ago, used to be in the real estate industry, and he saw this opportunity and decided to take it and run with it, and he's blazing the trail. Out of just under 5,000 people who are in this company right now, this gentleman is the top 5. He's in the top 5. So to be able to duplicate that type of success and be able to be a leader in this industry and be a leader on his team, you know, I have the honor and the pleasure and the privilege to bring this gentleman to the stage right now, and this is our Vice President, Mr. Derek Smith.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I would have ran down the hour if it was a little longer, but it's on. How's everyone doing this evening? Great. I'm excited that you guys had an opportunity to come on out and to join us to take a little look about what we do with financial education services. Maurice, I appreciate the introduction. The great thing about the work that we do with financial education services, unlike corporate America, where you can't necessarily decide who you want to work with or go in business with, a business like this, you can kind of be selective. Those individuals that you don't get along with or might have some challenges with personalities, etc. In this work that we do, we can be very selective. I had the opportunity to meet Maurice a year ago. He graduated from Temple University, sharp guy. He does a lot of our outreach work as we work with a lot of universities to go in and provide some financial literacy and education. A little bit about myself. For those of you here for the first time, as Maurice mentioned, I'm Derek Smith, Vice President with Financial Education Services. And prior to being with FES, I used to be a RE/MAX broker. This used to be my RE/MAX office up until September 2012. I also used to be president of one of the real estate associations here in Prince George's County. We got any real estate people in the room? Woo! All right. You know, for me, when the housing market started to transition in 2008, I had to be real creative. We always did a phenomenal job of lead generating and getting a lot of people through the door, but unfortunately, a lot of them people we just couldn't help. And that's kind of how I found FES during that season. I had to make sure my agents were still productive, and we didn't turn any people away. They were the resource arm for us at that time, just servicing all of our clients that had less than perfect credit. Doing a phenomenal job getting derogatory information on people's credit report, etc. And as things evolved in 2010-11, they opened up a direct sales arm and asked me would I be interested in growing out the region. I said absolutely. And at first it started out as a compliment to my RE/MAX, and then it actually turned into my business. So this is actually our team office. This is the credit restoration office. So we're going to get right into our information tonight. But let's first start by talking a little bit about today's realities. This is the toughest financial era since the Great Depression. I wasn't around during the Great Depression, but in my lifetime, these are some tough times that we're currently in recovery from. The average U.S. debt per household is over $16,000, and this excludes mortgages. More than 1 in 4 Americans have no savings. 49% of people have no retirement. Only 18% of people know whether or not they're even on track to reach their income goals in retirement. 65% of people around us have no will, 82% of people have no trust, and 71% of people have no medical power of attorney. And every 3 seconds, someone's identity is stolen. Has anyone in the room been a victim of identity theft before? How was that task of recovery? I'm sure it wasn't too fun. It's amazing we got insurance for everything else. We got renter's insurance, mortgage insurance, insurance for our cell phones, but it's rare you find people to protect the most important thing to themselves, which is the social. And about 43 million people have a 599 credit score or lower. So let's think about it. How many people do not have their personal financial affairs in order? How many people have less than perfect credit? Does anyone in the room have a 720 or better credit score? Any? 500 or better? Anybody? I appreciate you guys' honesty. How many people don't protect their identity? How many people have debt and no idea how to pay it off? Most people know how to pay interest, but most people don't know what it takes to cancel it out. How many people don't have life insurance? And if you do have it, where is it? How many people don't protect all the important personal financial information and have it organized and easily available for loved ones? You guys realize that 8% of life insurance policies go uncollected because people just don't know where they are. How many people don't have a will, trust, power of attorney, leaving their families totally unprotected? Look, God forbid something were to happen to any of us and you have children. If you don't have a will, the state makes a decision on who becomes custodian and guardian for your children. And it's unfortunate we see that a whole lot. What would you guys say? Should people have all these things?
Yeah,
absolutely. Why don't they? Take a stab at it. Anyone? Why people just don't have those things we discussed?
A lot of them have perceptions.
Bad perceptions.
Yeah, I don't think all of them do, but some do.
Yeah, anyone else?
Education.
Education, absolutely. A lack of financial education. It's not like when we were in high school and college, we had a curriculum on why credit is important, or how to balance a checkbook. Many of us had to learn through trial and error, and unfortunately, there has been some ramifications to that for a lot of people. But welcome to FES, Financial Education Services. We do three things. We provide the education people needed a long time ago by offering some products and services to protect your identity, your credit, your family finances, and your future, and also a great lucrative and promising career opportunity for those that want to look at the work that we do. A little bit about the company. Company been in business since 2004. These are owners Mike Toloff and Paramel Nyack. The company is located right outside of Detroit and Farmington Hills, Michigan. We've done over $50 million in sales. The company has no debt, and the same key executives since the company started are still in place today. So let's talk about our products and services. Our flagship product is credit restoration. Today, your credit score is like a vital sign. It's being monitored at all times. Why this is really important? Because most people don't have any idea what their credit score is. Most people, the only time that they find out that they have challenged credit is when they go to Macy's, try to take advantage of that no interest, no payment, bedroom set offer, and they fill out a renter's application, and they get denied, and they get that notification in the mail saying, unfortunately, you've been denied. 25% of our population has a 599 credit score below. And over the course of your lifetime, having bad credit is very, very expensive. I mean, you're spending a lot of money. You're paying more money for interest rates on car notes, credit cards, lines of credit, etc. 60% of employers today are running a credit check to determine whether or not they're even going to hire some people. I got 3 calls today from 3 young ladies who are going through some type of security clearances on their job. And they said, this is immediate. My job is at stake. And this is a big deal. You know, for me, if I had bad credit and I was applying for a job and they told me, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get hired, I would say, well, look, if you gave me this job, maybe I could pay my bills to reconcile my situation. But unfortunately, that's not always the case. 4 or 5 credit reports have errors on them, causing lower scores. But again, most people have no idea what's on your report. So you're alone to know whether or not you got some inaccurate information on your report. Imagine if your name is William Jackson and everybody calls you Bill. There's thousands of Bill Jacksons in the world, which now puts you in a compromising position. Imagine you're a junior or a senior. Or imagine you and your daughter have the same first initial, same middle initial, last name is the same, puts you in a compromising situation. You know, my name's Derek Smith, pretty common. It's thousands of us across the country. And, I had the privilege. Derek Smith used to coach the Washington Wizards. He passed away in, I believe, 2005, 2006, and actually lived in the same house. Nolan Smith, that played for Duke University now in the NBA, was his son. So I still get things pop up on my credit report because they associate me with that address, and likewise the same for my wife. So we got to make sure we're monitoring that process. And over the past decade, millions of people have just watched their scores decline just because of the tough times that we're in. So let's talk a little bit about our credit bureaus. You know, people see the word bureau and they think that they're government agencies, and they're not. They're privately held billion-dollar companies, and they do not verify the information placed on your credit report. That's why sometimes you pull your report, you see all these addresses on there that were not yours. You see incorrect information. You thought you paid off something, and you did actually pay it off, but you pull your credit report, you see some information on there showing invalid amounts. The credit bureaus, they pay fines every year because they fail to update your credit files correctly. So what happens, your debtors and your creditors send information about you to the credit bureaus. Their job when they receive it is to verify that accuracy of that information before they legally place it on your report. And because they don't do that, they pay fines every year. Because they don't make money ultimately correcting credit, they make money selling your credit profile to big industries and third parties. Have you ever wondered why you get so much crazy solicitation in the mail? You got great credit, you get solicitations for timeshares, no interest, no payment credit cards with your name on it, offers to buy automobiles. You got bad credit though, those solicitations look a little different. Freedom Debt Relief, Debt Consolidation Company, bankruptcy attorneys, etc. So just imagine, it's almost the equivalent of someone that's gossiping about you. They spread that gossip to a third party. Before that third party spreads that gossip to other people, their job is to verify that it's true. And that's what the credit bureaus don't do. They receive gossip from third parties. They don't verify. They just place it on your credit report and make it public. So therefore, people make decisions about you based on a profile, and oftentimes that information is inaccurate. But in 1971, Congress said, hey, look, Americans have rights. You can restore your score. Democrats and Republicans don't always agree, but they did agree on one thing in 1971, that the Fair Credit Reporting Act should be in place. And as Americans, you have the right to dispute and or investigate any item on your credit report. It doesn't matter what it is. Inaccurate, erroneous, obsolete, old information, late payments, charge-offs, foreclosures, judgments, repossessions, bankruptcies, tax liens, short sales, medical bills. Anybody here got any of those things on their credit report? I appreciate you guys' transparency once again. And many other items can be removed from your credit report or reflected to be reflected as paid as agreed. This is all how it happens through us. There's something called CROA. Now, just so you guys know, the credit repair industry is governed by the Federal Trade Commission. It's highly regulated. But in that governing body, there's something called CROA, the Credit Reporting Organizational Act. And CROA says it's illegal for anyone to collect money up front for credit repair before services are performed unless you fall within the exemption classification, unless you are a bank, credit union, or a nonprofit organization. That's the only way that someone can take your money, make an attempt to fix your credit before they do anything. So in that, FES owns this nonprofit organization. Our nonprofit organization that facilitates all of our credit repair is United Credit Education Services. United Credit Education Services has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau doesn't even rate credit repair companies anymore. We've been grandfathered in since 2005. And part of that reason being we have a money-back guarantee. Our clients pay for 12 months of service. After being with us for 6 months, for any reason they're dissatisfied, they can call corporate and get their money back. But the great thing about our program is all of our clients have their own secure username and password. So if you were to enroll with us, you would click the login tab, and this is the screenshot page of which you will see. On the left-hand side, you will see all your profile information. In the middle of the page, you will see your credit score. In this particular instance, if this was you, your score would be 574, and based on your score, you can kind of see this thermometer that measures where you fall. And here, you can kind of see this classification chart. And this is really important. 620 or below is considered poor classification as it relates to credit worthiness. 621 to 674 is considered fair. For my realtors in the room, you guys know you only need a 620 or 640, rather 660 to purchase a home, and people get all excited. But based on classification, you're not doing that well. 675 to 719 is considered good credit, and very good credit is 720 or above, which everybody should be aspiring to. Most people just don't think that there's a solution. Most people believe the only way, if they have bad credit, to have great credit, is to pay off their debt. And that's not necessarily the case. When you continue forward in this platform, this progress report tab, when you click that, this is where you see the full anatomy of your profile. On the left-hand side, you see all your derogatory accounts that have a negative adverse impact on your score. Second column is the date that we started credit repair on your behalf. This column here says original account, or it may say new derogatory. Because you can be in credit restoration with us, but if you fell behind on your car note or your mortgage back in November or December, that'll pop up as a new derogatory, and we will work to dispute that. As these items get disputed, you'll see they're currently being disputed, and when they get deleted from your credit report, you'll see it there. And on the right-hand side, you see a summarization chart of where you fall. So just to walk you through the process really quick. What's your name? Mykola calls me from an ad. She's prepared to work through some challenges on her credit. She asked us a little bit about our service. I'll send her to united-credit.org. If she's in front of a computer, I'll ask her to watch a quick orientation video about our service. She gets enrolled with us today. Once I enroll Mykola, I facilitate enrollment. I click submit. Corporate gets a notification receipt. She gets a notification receipt. Then she's going to get an email from corporate requesting verification of her identity. She sends in something with her social security number on it and something with her address. Once corporate gets that information, they're going to give her a username and password and make her profile live. In about a week, she's going to get her first batch of dispute letters. These dispute letters are drafted by the attorneys at corporate, leveraging her rights and protections within the Fair Credit Reporting Act. She's going to get them in one envelope. These letters are going to be addressed to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. All she has to do is to sign each of those letters, put them in 3 envelopes, and mail them off to the credit bureaus. The law says that credit bureaus have 30 days to respond to her to whether or not they verify the information to be accurate. So around day 40, she's going to get response letters back from the 3 credit bureaus. Saying they verify the information to be accurate, and if they couldn't verify, they have to delete it from her credit report. Now, we're not disputing whether or not she owed Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom's money. We're disputing the process by which the credit bureaus took that information from Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom's and didn't verify it, or they did, and placed it on her credit report. It's the law. They have to respond to her. We go through that process on her behalf 6 times over a 12-month period, because the goal is to get all the derogatory items removed from her credit report. And when these items get deleted from her credit report, it doesn't relieve her of her debt obligations. She still owes Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom's money. But now she's in a position, because now she has great credit, she can work through some options where she can be able to reconcile her debt. We just put a young lady in credit restoration about May, had a 582 credit score. She had about $6,000 worth of debt. We got 18 derogatory items off her credit report. Her score went up to a 711. Now she was able to go to her credit union, apply for a personal loan. They pulled her credit report. She got a personal loan for 10 grand. $6,000 she used to pay off her debt. The remaining $4,000 she was used to be able to go towards her down payment of a purchase of her home. Because life is all about having options. And if you have challenged credit, those options are not the same. So that's our process. Again, we have a 10-year track record, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We removed over 600,000 derogatory items from people's credit reports, 60,000 public records. Those are anything court ordered, child support judgments, foreclosures, bankruptcies, etc. And again, we have a satisfaction money back guarantee. But I'm a believer documentation speaks volumes above conversation any day. These are just some testimonies of some of our clients and or affiliates. Yvette Reed, who's in New Jersey, in just 2 months, her credit score increased to the point that her car insurance premium was lowered by $2,000. People don't even realize your automobile insurance rate is based upon your credit. So if you see that commercial with Flo at Progressive in the rain, and she said, I can save you some money, and you call her and say, hey, look, can you give us a quote? When she puts you on hold, she's pulling your credit. That's one industry that they don't have to disclose that to you. People think it's all about your zip code, your driver's record, etc. That's not necessarily the case. So just imagine someone had a 560, went to a 711, and we're talking about a monthly savings of $160, $170. Can anybody in here use an additional $2,000 per year? Yeah. You multiply that by 12 months. You multiply that by 10 years. That's a lot of money. Real estate collapse forced this gentleman, Bill Shook, into a short sale, which was sure to damage his credit, but it was deleted from his credit report in 30 days. Why is this so important? Catch this, my real estate people in the room. Since 2008, over 400 banking institutions have closed, which means if you had a repossession, foreclosure, short sale with one of these institutions that's no longer in business, medical collection, whatever, when the credit bureaus now have to go verify the accuracy of the information, there's nowhere for them to go. That's exactly what happened with Bill Shook. He had a short sale with one of those institutions that imploded with the housing market, and thus his results were a deletion. Lily Ortiz had a tax lien on her credit report for years. That was sure to damage her credit score. It was removed in 30 days. Again, it doesn't matter what it is. Bankruptcy, foreclosure, short sale. Everything has to be verified the same way. Lenny Downey, one of our favorites, he had 14 derogatory accounts removed from his credit report, including 3 repossessions. His credit score jumped up significantly, allowing him to go buy not just a regular car, but a BMW 740 and a new house for his family. Welcome to America. I just hope my man learned from his mistakes so he'll be a lifetime customer of ours for a long time to come. But the reality of it is that we all make mistakes, mismanage money. Everybody deserves a second chance. People just need to be kept in the know, and that's part of what we do. So what would it be worth to have excellent credit? You know, I don't know. If somebody offered you, hey, look, give me $5,000 for an 850 credit score, and it was legal, would anybody in the room pay $5,000 if they had it for 850? No. Absolutely, I would. But our service isn't nowhere close to that, not even half of that, or not even $1,000. As you enroll through United Credit for credit restoration with us, our clients for 1 year service pay $499, and that comes with the satisfaction money back guarantee. Our clients can pay that in full, or they can split their payments up into 2 payments. In addition to that, we have a monthly option. Our monthly option is $39 a month. It comes with a $160 activation enrollment fee. So you pay the $160 activation fee plus your first month of $39 for a total of $199 to get started. But the great thing about the monthly option, there's no contract, no termination fee. Once our clients reach their desired results, they can cancel at any point in time. Do you guys believe that $499 is a great value?
Yes.
Because the reality of it is, everything today costs $499 or $500. Let your car break down. You call your mechanic and say, hey man, make sure you call me before you make repairs. You already know when he calls you, it's going to be way more than $500. Need new tires. Go to Costco and BJ's. Get some peanut butter and jelly. Walk up to the countertop. $500. So the reality of it is people pay for what they see value in, but everything is expensive. That's our flagship product, credit restoration. In addition to that, we have some a la carte items, one being our will, trust, power of attorney. Because one thing I think we can all agree upon in this room tonight, nothing else, 100% of us will pass away at some point, but most people just don't have these documents. And if you don't have these documents in place, what happens to your children, your property, your assets? It doesn't even have to be death. Imagine if you become incapacitated or whatever the case may be. If you can't make decisions for yourself, who will know your well wishes? Has anyone in the room had to be a personal representative for an estate before? Anyone? That's a tough process to go through. I went through it 2 years ago. You know, my family think I'm the smartest one in the room, in the family rather. My aunt passed away, and unfortunately, she didn't have a will. So I was left with rambling through 55 years of her life. It took 2 years to close her estate, which means it's hard enough for our family to recover. But now we got to drag this process out for 2 years because, unfortunately, we just didn't have that same organization. A lot of families in that situation. Our will, trust, power of attorney developed by attorneys, completed at your own pace, updated as needed, no add-on surprise fees, easy to use. Same price point as credit restoration. Our will, trust, power of attorney is $499. In addition to that, lastly, we have identity theft protection. We have partnered with LifeLock, which is the premier identity theft provider across the country. FTC says 9 million Americans will have their identity stolen every single year. Look, thieves aren't breaking in people's houses no more because they don't want your old stuff. They want your identity so they can go buy some new stuff. You know, it's amazing. You know, Jasper's in Largo, they closed down for a couple months back because someone actually broke into Jasper's and stole their ATM machines. What happened was a lot of those individuals still had bank cards in there. And the reality of it is a lot of those people didn't even recognize that their bank card was left in the machine because people have so many bank cards. Wow. So during that time, a lot of people were still taking advantage of it. You know, thieves are quite intelligent these days. I was in Italy a couple of years ago with my family, and we were at the table, and I heard a young lady on the phone with her bank say, "I'm in Italy. How did this happen? I'm sitting in the store." Someone actually went to the Gucci store and bought like 3 purses in her name. How did that happen? Someone actually walked right past her pocketbook with the little scanning machine, took all her information, went and purchased some information while she was in the restaurant with us. We gotta make sure we are protecting our identity. The great thing is LifeLock watches over, protects your identity all the time. You guys should Google identity theft horror stories. You would be amazed the things that you see. Because the web is being patrolled at all times for the legal selling and trading of your information. I have LifeLock. I went and had my in-laws to my cell phone service. I had to give them my social. I immediately got a text message from LifeLock and an email asking me, am I in the Sprint store in Bowie, because my social was just compromised. And I had to give them authorization to continue. So LifeLock, because of our relationship, they have a $1 million service guarantee. And LifeLock cost with us is only $99 for the year. You guys think that's a great value for $100 to be able to protect your identity? It's a powerful, powerful tool. In addition to that, we got some additional FES services, something called Positive Credit Builder. It's an education tool that shows you how your score is calculated. Because we want to make sure that folks don't have bad credit. Now they have great credit, and then they fall right back into those same mismanagement or transgressions that got them into that place. We also have an organizational tool called Financial Lockbox, where you will secure all your important documents and information, where you can scan and upload so people can access your file. And we have a debt cancellation program equivalent. But if you were to buy all of our items, a la carte, credit restoration, will, trust, power of attorney, debt zero, financial lockbox, I mean, you would spend almost $1,600. The great thing is about FES, just like Verizon and Comcast bundles their package, FES has bundled their package of services into something called a protection plan membership. So all of our clients can enroll in this protection plan membership and get all these benefits for $87 a month. For $87 a month, you get credit restoration for yourself. This is ongoingly. For those of us that are affiliates with Financial Education Services, which is part of the reason that you guys were invited out tonight, we all get $30,000 in life insurance. The great thing about our life insurance policy is there's no medical requirement. Regardless of pre-existing condition, no one is asking for no blood or whatever the case may be. We're part of a group. If you don't have a will, trust, power of attorney, they take care of that for you. Now, mind you, this is Financial Education Services, so they want to make sure people have great credit. We got a basic life insurance policy. You got a will, trust, power of attorney. And you also get this debt cancellation program. This is a phenomenal tool where you'll punch in the terms of your debt. If it's a car note, let's just say you got 24 months left on your car note. The interest rate is 10%. Your payment is $250. The calculator asks you how much extra money you have left over every month to make towards that note. You can punch in whatever you want. $20, $30, $50. Click submit. It creates a get out of debt report for you. It'll show you if you make an additional $30 payment, this is how much interest you can cancel. Powerful, powerful tool. And then you have credit coaches doing normal business hours that you can call and ask any question that you may want. In addition to paying $87 a month, the company also allows you the opportunity to get your services for free. Once you enroll 5 other affiliate partners onto your team, the company waives you $87 a month, which means you pay nothing for all these benefits that come along with the opportunity to be an affiliate. Do you guys think $87 a month is a good deal?
Yeah.
You guys think free is a better deal?
Free is good.
Absolutely. Free is always good because it cost me a lot more than free to run a RE/MAX office before I got an FES. That's why I don't own it no more. Because now I can be in business for free with no overhead, have some great business products and services to protect my family. In addition to that, we partner with MasterCard. We have a prepaid MasterCard, which all your income on a weekly basis gets deposited onto that card. And they're working on having some online bill pay features, etc. But you can deposit your income on that. Out of the $87 a month that we pay, corporate has a nonprofit organization called the YFL, Youth Financial Literacy Foundation, to make sure our young people don't make the same mistakes we made when we were young. I don't know about you guys, but I got my first credit card when I was in college. I walked up to that table, asked the guy, can I get one of them t-shirts? He said, hey, look, fill out this little clipboard form. I filled it out, graduated, $16,000 worth of debt on top of $50 grand in school loans. I wish someone had educated me on the importance of making sure I maintain fiscal responsibility, because many of us learned the hard way through trial and error, and some of us as adults are still recovering from that right now, unfortunately. So we want to make sure our young people are protected. So $2 of the $87 goes towards that. So that's our products and services.